welcome. You're watching Business Today TV. I'm Sakshi Batra and this is Market Today, a show where we'll help you understand all the latest cues from the D Street, starting from the benchmark index moves to sectoral action and all the stocks that are moving in trade as well. We'll also focus on the auto sector amid the auto sales figures that are trickling in, and we'll help you understand what is the expert view on the auto space as a whole right ahead of the festive season and the demand outlook right there too. The Nifty meanwhile is up by 0.4% at 19,334. The Sensex back up above 65,000 odd mark, 220 points higher in trade. We're also looking at most of the sectors now turn positive, so the market breadth also is looking good. You're looking at the metals that are on top of the sectoral moves. The PSU banks follow, oil and gas, auto, small cap, IT. These are the sectors that are buzzing the most in trade. Now, when we talk about the top 50 Nifty gainers, you will spot a whole host of stocks right there, especially the Adani Group stocks that have recovered after yesterday's low. So, the Adani Enterprise stock is up by 0.8% or so. You also have Axis Bank, Bajaj Auto. These are the stocks that are moving up. ONGC, of course, NTPC, SBI Life, Hindalco and Coal India. So the energy basket, life insurance space, these are the stocks that are buzzing in action in today's trade as well. So we'll keep an eye out on all of those. On the downside, however, some of the stocks that are not really contributing to the markets today are Divis Laboratories down by 0.8%, HDFC Bank, Cipla. These are the stocks that are slightly down in trade right here. Well, let's welcome our guest on the show. Mr. Hemang Jani joins in, independent market expert. Welcome, Mr. Jani, and thank you so much for taking the time out. First up, your own thoughts on the markets right now. We've been seeing, and I've been discussing with you also, that there's a lackluster range-bound move in the markets for last couple of weeks. What will it really take for the markets to really come out of that trading range or zone? We've also seen the GDP numbers come out yesterday. Will the macros really help? Will the festive season bring in some cheer? What are you pinning your hopes on?
Yeah, good afternoon. Thanks for having me. Yes, I think the markets have been slightly subdued for past month, in fact, and we are seeing the index being in a broad range. And in a way, we think that markets are holding out. We haven't really seen any major crack. The only issue is that the index is not showing any momentum or strength, but you're seeing the broader market, the mid caps and the small caps, you see some good action and momentum. Also, now most of the events globally are over. So that surely is a great news. And as we move into the festive season, depending upon how the data throws up, how the festive season pans out, I think that is going to be an important trigger. Also, monsoon, we have seen that this August month has not been that great. So there are hopes and expectations that September would turn out to be much better. So I think these are the two important triggers that the market will be looking forward to.
Okay, let's now shift focus to the auto space where all the action is. First up, I'd like your view on the auto sector as a whole at this current point in time. We've been seeing some move in the recent past in the auto space after a long haul of troubles brewing in for the sector. The sector finally is looking up. Ahead of the festive season as well, the demand outlook. But your own sense of how is the auto sector really placed, and then we will get down to the specific sales figures that we've got today.
Yeah, so overall auto sector has remained quite steady after outperforming for almost about 2 years. We are seeing a bit of a consolidation in certain pockets. And in terms of key trends, I think the CV is one segment where the trend is looking quite good. Passenger vehicle, there is a bit of a consolidation. And two-wheelers, we are not seeing any meaningful traction, be it domestic market or the export for that matter. So I think from investment perspective, it would make sense to focus on a certain CV sector names as well as passenger vehicles. These are the two sectors where we are extremely hopeful. And if we have pickup in the monsoon, then obviously you will see more momentum across two-wheeler also.
Okay, so let's start off with the CV sales only and see where are the buzzing action really coming in from. So M&M, when we talk about this company, the total sales that they have reported for the month of August is up by 19%. Their passenger vehicle dispatches, however, have risen 25% year on year, clocking in highest ever monthly dispatches yet again. And the company continues to scale up production right there. The medium duty light commercial vehicles have also seen a rise of 11% for the company. How are you looking at M&M? This company has, even on the stock markets, really performed very well over the last 6 months, year-to-date basis. 25% surge is what we've seen already, 1588 currently. M&M, how do you spot this stock?
I mean, numbers have been pretty much in line, particularly the PV sales, 37,000 was the expectations, and company has delivered slightly better. On the CV side also, numbers are more or less in line with expectations. I think the good part about Mahindra is that despite the competition coming in, from Maruti and couple of other players, they have really retained and maintained their market share and, the overall traction. So we are surely quite positive on M&M, both from automotive as well as from a tractor point of view, where we expect some revival over the next 3 to 6 months. So this is surely going to be one of our top picks in the auto sector.
Okay, and M&M has also launched the Royal Enfield 2023 Bullet 350 today itself. So the action continues in the two-wheeler space too. In the two-wheelers basket, we've also seen Bajaj Auto come out with their numbers today. However, they've reported a fall in the domestic two-wheeler sales by 31%. The overall two-wheeler sales have fallen on a year-on-year basis by 20% to 2.85 lakh units in August. However, the domestic dispatches have fallen by a third as well. The exports did see some reversal in trend with a growth of about just minor 2% odd right here. In the two-wheeler space, you did say that nothing much is really happening, but between say the three major companies right here or four major companies right here, which one would you be more positive on? Of course, the sales are awaited for the rest of them, but Bajaj Auto, given the kind of sense that they have given.
Yeah, so Sakshi, this monthly number figure definitely, anyway, market was expecting subdued numbers, and Bajaj Auto numbers have been slightly better than what the market was expecting. But as we all know that we had the, a lot of launches, particularly in the two-wheeler space by Eicher, by Bajaj Auto. So what remains to be seen is in this festive season how the numbers really stack up for companies like Eicher and Bajaj and TVS. So I think from a short-term perspective, a large part of the move has to be seen in the context of the numbers that you get. For the time being, we think that it would make sense to focus on the CV or the passenger vehicles and not on the two-wheeler side.
Okay. Okay. What about then Maruti, sir? It's yet to report its numbers, but I wanted to take your sense. The stock hit over 10,000 and is trading near record levels as well. Ahead of the festive season, of course, so 10,180 right now at 1.76 days high level for sure, and of course the record levels for this one. Is Maruti Suzuki very, very high ticket price still a buy at 10,182?
Overall view on Maruti is surely positive. We are looking at about 1,60,000, for the domestic PV number. Also, the kind of product launches that they've done in the SUV category, I think, this festive season would be an important one for them. So overall, even their subsidiary, they are trying to acquire from Suzuki. So view remains positive, and we think that if you have a little bit of positive surprise on the monthly numbers, you could see another 5 to 7% kind of a move in the short run.
Okay. For the entire festive season, it began with Onam, and, up until late November till Bhai Dooj, the season will be quite busy. And the auto space obviously depends on this entire festive season for a whole lot of demand. Your own sense of what this festive season will really mean for the auto sector?
Clearly an important season for the consumption space, and most important for the auto, as we all know that almost about 40% of the sales happens during this festive season, which starts with Onam and Ganesh Chaturthi, Navratras, and till Diwali. So I think it's going to be extremely important, and we think that SUV and CV are the two categories where you will see a lot of action because of the kind of product launches that have happened. Two wheelers also, as I talked about it, there's a lot of expectation built up over there. So very, very crucial from a investor perspective.
Okay. We've spoken about the CV, PV space and the two-wheeler space and the festive season demand. Let me also take your attention to the tractor space. Escorts Kubota reported a decline of about 8.5%. It sold about 5593 tractors in the month of August. Their agri-machinery business division in August 2023 did sell, the kind of sales that they've reported, 5593 is against 6111 tractors that they sold last year. What is creating this kind of pressure? Because we thought that, monsoons were pretty decent in the month of August. And what's the outlook on the tractor space for you?
So actually, this number by escorts is, the numbers are below expectations. But last month, they reported almost about 7% growth versus flattish expectations. And a lot depends upon how the overall monsoon progress is, because if you have a little bit of positive news, you will see this momentum continuing over the next couple of months. Apart from that, in case of escorts, Kubota, there is also an impending open offer related possibility which is driving the stock up. So both Mahindra and escorts, we have a positive view.
Okay, M&M and Escorts, you have a positive view as far as the tractor space is concerned. Looking at the positive festive season demand outlook that you already have, apart from the main auto stocks, should one be also looking at the auto ancillaries, for example? Should one also be diversifying to auto financiers as well? Will that also be a space that you're positive on for the rest of the year?
Absolutely. I think auto financiers, particularly the NBFCs, apart from the stronger growth, there is also a possibility of M&A action. And we've seen, some of the companies like Mannapuram Finance and some of the, smaller NBFCs already buzzing, like Indiabulls Finance. We are seeing a fair bit of action and momentum. So I think this is a space where one should really focus upon. So I would be going with Chola, Mahindra Finance. These are the two names where one can really take a investment view from a 6 to 12 months kind of a perspective.
And what could be the targets that you have in your mind for these two stocks?
For these two stocks, we are looking at about 18 to 22% kind of an upside over a
Okay.
12-month period.
Okay, 1129 currently for Cholamandalam Finance. It's up by 0.6 odd percent. And, the other one you said was Manappuram Finance, right, sir?
M&M Finance.
M&M Finance is what you said. Okay, let's look at this stock as well. At this point in time, M&M Finance is also trading with gains of about just flattish to positive gains coming in, 297.4 currently for this stock. But over the next 6 months or a year, 18 to 20% surge is what Mr. Jani is expecting over here. What about the auto ancillary space, sir? Is there something that is, and especially the EV play that we are looking at, companies that make a lot of batteries and all those supplies for electric vehicles? That space is being looked at, a theme perhaps for the next decade, because looking at the government's push for electric vehicles and hybrid space, is that a space that one should look at from a long-term perspective too?
Surely, I think some of the companies, where they have really come up with a very interesting business model to take advantage of the EV opportunity which is there for both global and India market. So, Sona Combs is going to be one company that where we've seen a fair bit of action. Apart from the normal theme, the stock also gets into action because of the MSCI flows, where recently their weight, was increased. Apart from that, in the auto ancillary space, what we like is Bharat Forge, not only because of the ancillary,
Correct.
business, but because of the kind of thrust which is there on the defense side, where the company has outlined a very good blueprint of their overall plans. So these are the two names in the ancillary where we have a positive outlook.
Okay, so we've discussed largely all the segments of the auto space, and the outlook looks fairly positive going forward from here. Apart from the auto space, Mr. Jani, is there anything else that looks promising to you in this current market setup where you believe that is the right time that one can start nibbling into the sector or the theme?
So one theme that comes to my mind is the mid-cap IT theme, because we've seen a very smart bounce back in the Nasdaq, and some of the companies have done pretty well. So names like Coforge, Tech Mahindra, Naukri. These are the names where we expect a good amount of action from a short to medium term perspective. And of course, the overall theme around this railway stroke infra. So rights is one company where we are seeing good inflow in terms of orders. So that is one company where one can really focus on apart from the normal defense related theme like BEL, etc.
Okay, rights from the railway space. Of course, the space has been buzzing in action. In case you're looking for opportunities, rights is a stock that you can still look at tapping at this point in time. So, okay, commuting stocks is what we've largely discussed today. A whole lot of opportunities for investors, whether or not the benchmark indices really give you that kind of a fillip. Of course, the stock specific action can continue to give you good gains on your portfolio. So, many thanks, Mr. Chani, for being with us on the show and discussing all these
So much.
stocks and the auto sector as a whole theme that one should be tracking ahead of the festive season. The Nifty right now 119 points higher in trade, so looking up in the second half for sure. 19,372 for the Nifty 50. It's up about 0.6% higher in trade. The Sensex also 332 points higher at 65,166. Let's look at the sectoral action. So barring the healthcare index, I believe all the other sectors are moving higher in trade, led by, of course, the metals, the PSU banks, the oil and gas sector. We also have the small cap 100 space, the auto space, and the IT space that's buzzing sharply in action in today's trading space. From the FNO action, BHEL, that continues to be one of the top gainers, apart from MCX and NTPC as well. We'll continue to track more market move for you, so you can be with us on Business Today TV. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and also continue to engage with us on our other social media platforms as well. What you should also get ready is for our special series on Market Masters, where market gurus reveal their investment strategies for a winning portfolio. So join us on the coming Monday, that's 4th of September, with Tahir Badshah, President and CIO, Invesco Mutual Funds, to get his market insights and in-depth market analysis. You can also send us your queries on this number that's flashing on your screens. That's 730-308-0488, and these questions will be taken live.
A platform for global allies and rivals to meet. But speculations run rife over China